Read the disclaimer. Hello everyone and welcome to the Weekend Review where we recap the previous week and anything extra. So, this weekend we are talking about Draicel because we have the video that came out and a bunch of other stuff too, which is some of the January stuff, the release schedule that is alleged. So, there is like the release schedule that I know for sure that's 100%, but then after apparently there's something on top of that for apparently something in January or whatever. And also, I think it confirmed something in March too, which I'll cover in a bit later on when we hit up that industry. But obviously, the main candidate is the lovely Draicel, everyone's favorite Bey. Okay, so I'm going to get the recap playing. So basically, nothing too crazy this week. I did put out like a super big video, which was catching up with all the November releases and trying to use them in tournaments. So I think that was the most eventful thing. Other than that, I guess, I don't know, like Silver Drake, I think that was the only other thing that really happened this week. Most of the other stuff was usually just shorts, which is just what I'm trying to do now for the schedule, just so I don't get so overloaded with everything for a lot of the work that I'm doing, because I've been editing the history video. And I've actually made progress. Now I've got all the commentary recorded and for the most part chopped up. So now it's like the slow process just to kind of get through the rest of it. Also, I did a 3D print video. That was pretty cool. Okay. We're going to go to this now. And I'm going to make sure I'm actually set up on here. So we're going to see if I'm set up. Whoa! Okay. There we go. Favorite video this week. Or short, I guess. The shorts have been fun to do. Now I'm trying to do a mix of long and short to see what actually works. Yeah, so far the ones that are really short are doing better. But I don't know if the long shorts are still being pushed or not. It is what it is, obviously. But we're going to move on and talk about Draicel. So December has 3 releases. Ghost Circle, Impact Drake, and obviously the greatest one, the legendary Draicel Shield. Everyone's favorite. The strongest, technically speaking, it is the best X-Over because it comes with the best parts compared to any other X-Over. Which 760 is a pretty good ratchet and Dot, I would argue, is a solid bit. So I'm going to go with that for the narrative. Speaking of which, we do have some up for pre-order on mallofbays.com. Let's see the update. The update is still that they're on strike. Canada Post, so hopefully before the year ends, there's no more strike. I would love to see that, but it is what it is, and whatever. But, yeah, we'll talk about Draicel now, because I pretty much got the store plug out of the way. So, Bakuten Shoot has pretty much dominated all of, like, the X-Over stuff, and I just keep on thinking, like, damn, so nothing for Burst? I mean, obviously, I'll get into what's supposed to come out for Burst later on. At least the next one, not counting Victory Valkyrie, obviously. But, yeah, Draicel, they're like, look at this mighty defense. It defends at all angles. It's the omnidirectional. I do love the design of it. Now, the one thing I actually want to theorize here. Okay, actually, I will mention this, that I still don't like how for the Bakuten Shoot stuff, they kind of just nerfed all the contacts to where it's just on the weight disc. I think I said it last week, but, you know, I think technically speaking, it's a better shape for defense, but also, I don't even know what the weight on this thing would be. Now, the thing is, and I've noticed this, if you actually notice on the texture of the blade, they actually do reference the bottom part of the original Draicel, where it actually kind of has like that bumpy texture to it, which I thought was really cool. So, if I was going to give you a prediction on the weight, if I was to be realistic, I think maybe we could be looking at a 29-gram Draicel. I don't think we go any higher than that. If we go beyond that, it'll be really funny. The issue with the X-Over stuff is because now that we've seen how they did Metal Fight, it's literally in the design. So if all of Bakuten Shoot pretty much just has a flawed design, where that you get your 28, your, you know, super light stuff, I can't see Draicel just magically being heavier than, I don't know, 29 grams maybe, which I think that would maybe be the most charitable, if it is at all. Now, the other parts you do get in this of 760. 760 is a really good ratchet. It helps boost a lot of stuff for defense, and it's pretty good for attack stuff just because of the weight and how thick it is. It only really dies by burst sometimes if you get like a loose copy. But I, for an example, have like 770, and I think that's like probably one of the best 70 sides ratchet, or at least what I would be always running for like any of my attack stuff. Yeah, solid ratchet. Hopefully we get a tighter one than the one on Leon Crest, which is like okay at best. And the dot bit, I would say, is a solid bit. Came on black shell. Some have said, worn is a little bit better, and I guess for a little bit more of the stamina, so you don't kind of go flying around in the battle. Yeah, I like dots. Now the funny thing is that they do actually mention Metal Needle, and they're like, hey, remember that customized set? Well, hey, if you want Draicil's bottom, hey, look at this reference, Metal Needle. Now, technically speaking, it should be Metal Ball. And some have said, well, it can't be Metal Ball, because if it's Metal Ball, then after it's technically a stamina type. Now, what I say to that is, I don't care. Whatever they define the types as doesn't really matter to me. But either way, like when they do this X-Over stuff, whatever is the most accurate bit, or closest possible, is what is most likely going to be adapted. So they went with dot. I'm okay with it. I don't want a Metal Needle. If they did Metal Needle, it would have sold 0 copies. So them doing dot is a good call. But yeah, that's the funny Draicel, I guess. If you want to technically have the lore accurate, you have to get the customized set, then the regular Draicel. But we do have our 4 Bakutin remakes. Now, they do showcase it in the video. The only thing I noticed, which is a little bit interesting, maybe, is the gravity on Draicel, like if it's off balance or not. Because technically, I think every X-Over is off balance. Eldrago by a considerable amount. Draigr and Dronzer, they both have, like, I think it's on one of the wings or whatever. There's like a raised imbalance on the weight disc. Now, Draicel could probably have an imbalance. If the weight's bad, it doesn't even matter, but it does look pretty stable, but I do suspect that's just because of 760, because 760 is really thick, has a good outwards weight distribution, there's like a lot of weight focus, so it could potentially just be balancing itself, maybe. But some of the other stuff I just wanted to mention, in the video they show off, I think this is, the Shibuya drawn buster thing, where I think you have to spend, what is it, like 1,600 yen or whatever, and then you pick 1 blade, 1 ratchet, 1 bit. To get a full set, it's going to be near impossible. So, yeah. And obviously, the best bay for the rare bay, still better than Black Dronzer, the pink and black Tusk Mammoth, or Mammoth Tusk. Now look at that. Clearly S tier, clearly at the top. I still don't like Tusk. My opinion hasn't changed. If someone can manage to find a combo that makes that thing meta in our current climate, I will salute you, because that thing has like this negative stamina and negative attack. Actually, maybe attack you could do something funny. I mean, well, maybe in a Hasbro stadium you could do something funny, but like in a TT stadium, I don't know. It does look cool though. That's the one thing I will say. It does look really cool. I do like how it looks. So, shout out to any of the Tusk Mammoth fans. Or I think the name in Japanese is Mammoth Tusk. I think it's just the reverse. But mention some other stuff. One, I find it really funny how represented Bakutin Shoot is, which I think, and I can't source this now, because I think I remember something like the popularity was like Bakutin, Metal Fight, then Burst, but I don't know if they were just writing the order of the generations. I don't remember. It was on like some beach poll or whatever, but obviously we had Dronzer released last year. We had Draigr released in, I think it was in April, right? April? We're going to have Draicel in December, and then after Eldrago was this September, and then after Dragoon, Pegasus, and Valkyrie all come out in March, which, a little bit of wait. So the funny thing is this, is that Metal Fight, hopefully we get more rep on the thing, but like these things are really spread out. Burst is 100% going to get Xeno Excalibur for that rep that's going to be coming. Let me pull up the release schedule right here. So not here. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's whatever is the BXG 13, right? Yeah, BXG 13. So that's basically in your March territory. And Xeno, the reason why I'm saying Xeno, not just making it up, is that the price, whatever, to do the order and all that stuff, and the quantity is like the same as Samurai Saber. So it only makes sense to be Xeno for BXG. come with like a recolor of the whole launcher to represent it. So, I mean, technically not confirmed, but I'm like very, 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 very confident on that. What else do we got? Oh, this was kind of nice for the Beyblade X anime. I think now every single character that has appeared in the original teaser, we have now actually seen either appear in the manga or in the anime. I haven't caught up with the anime yet. I just saw she was there. Has like a funny design. Reminds you of that scientist from Luigi's Mansion. There's Omega Shiraboshi. Is it Rogin or Ginro? Whichever order that is. The butler, and then after was it Karua? Whatever, the Garuda Blade, or whatever her name is. So that's pretty much all of them. So now we're gonna actually hit up more interesting now on that stuff, which is the Golem rumor. So this is really like shitty quality, but that's what has basically been spread around. I thought it'd be fun for a discussion. So this is apparently supposed to be for January. So I did the liberty of typing it out. So what is this? Golem Rock 160 UN. So I put rumor on there, just to be clear, because it's been floating around. The only thing that makes me kind of iffy is, like, unless it's just a typo, like Draicel Shield also says, like, 770 when it was 760. But, like, on how valid it is, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Now, it would maybe make some sense if it was Golem. Because that would mean, what is it, Team Gordius, or whatever you say the name is? That would mean the entire team's theme is just in the name of G. So, Garuda Ghost Golem. So, triple G. Triple G. Now, the weird thing is just, like, I'm hoping that maybe there's, like, a swap up, and it's, like, 170 and not 160. Because if we get 160 again, I'm going to get a little annoyed, because I feel like we should be getting 170 by now. But Takara told me does this thing where, like, they won't pick certain ratchets and they'll, like, prolong it. But, yeah, this will obviously be a defense up. But I'm just wondering, like, what the hell is UN supposed to be? Like, I thought, like, upper needle? No, it doesn't make it. Why would they say that? I don't know what the U would be in the UN. Which I'm pretty sure that's a U, right? I didn't misread it. No, that's... yeah, UN. I don't know. Some variant of needle, I guess. Very curious to see what it is. Very curious to see what it is. Because January is just a release by itself, and then after February is a random select, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're cooking up. I don't know what they're cooking up there. CX releases CX is in March. CX is in March. And I'm pretty sure, anyways, the Golem would be the butler, whatever the butler's in the team for the thing. So again, not confirmed, not 100% at all. We're going to find out in a few days, actually. So, what day are we on? We're on the 8th. We're going to find out this Thursday, actually. So you can get your guesses in, I guess. Unite Needle? Unique Needle. That would be funny. That would actually be funny. That would actually be funny if it was UX and they just called it unique. Unique flat. Okay, that sounds like TT, so that maybe is close. Uneven. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. We're gonna, it's kind of dry for the new stuff because there's not too much else for the rest of this month. I think we pretty much hit most of the stuff. Like, this is gonna come out, I believe it's at the end of the month, but even come out, like, I'm pretty sure it's in B4 stores to be correct on that. Yeah, literally everything's right at the end, so I guess now we'll just throw it into the free discussion, because there's not really, I can't really drag this out, I don't really think. I think I pretty much hit through most of the stuff. Yeah, I guess we'll go into the free discussion or whatever, I don't know. And then after we'll kind of go from there. Because there's really not much to go by, like, at all. Hold on, let me make sure I hit this right. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to explode back. And then after, I'll just go through the chat just to see. Ah, there we go. Good. When do you think we'll see more MFB X-Over bays besides Pegasus? So, you already got El Drago in September. I can't really say, because we don't have anything else that indicates on the release schedule. Because the release schedule, we have everything up until May of 2025. So, it'd be a while. Will competitive testings be back? I did do a community post, I think a while back. The reason why there hasn't been anything has just been busy, hand injured, and then after, now maybe when I'm getting into things, but it's like a low priority just because I want to work on other videos, whatever, and it's not really like the testing stuff. Like the testing stuff, just to be clear, the only reason why I have the testing channel is just it's a reference for me whenever I talk about stuff. So that way I'll have the video on there, and if I'm referencing stuff, I can be like the testing channel. But I think we started Garuda today, me and my mom, and then after eventually, if MDK is free, we'll try to finish up, or we'll maybe finish up before then, just depends. I did Garuda so far, part of it. Garuda's still not done, I don't think. But, I don't know. Why did Hasbro repeat Knife Shino? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. What are your thoughts on Ghost Circle? Ghost Circle. Actually, we can pull that up now, actually, on the image. And also, there is another one. When do you think the next launcher release will be? I actually almost forgot to cover this in the thing. This is kind of, I think, big news, I'm pretty sure. Which I think I was told this, I'm pretty sure. But now this is on an image. I'll say alleged, just to be clear. But it does say here, we're supposed to get that winder launcher. It's supposed to be left for BX40. So a left winder in March would make a lot of sense, because they usually always release whatever separately, but we'll pull up Ghost Circle. They still haven't showed off the RB yet, which I'm still a little bit peeved off that we haven't gotten that, but Ghost Circle looks really small. Doesn't seem too promising. Shout out, by the way, Crazy, for the images used. I think unless the blade is somehow super condensed and heavy, probably not much. Probably not much to go by. Just because there's not really much else. Like even Impact Drake. I do want to wait to kind of see the video and see a little bit more of it, because I'm just curious if they're going to confirm on the rubber or not. We still have such a long way to go. So I'm assuming probably what's going to happen with the news and everything next week, which I'm going to find where I am, literally. And then I'll hit with the explosion again. That way I can just make sure it does it properly. I don't think they would just give us just the January teaser. The info, they'll probably maybe tease something else as well. Most likely. Most likely. I say most likely because I'm not too sure. Have you tried finishing it? Have you tried... God, I cannot read. Have you tried painting any of your bays with a rubber finish paint? I have not. I also don't know how to do that. The materials are all that stuff. People are saying Garuda's bit is a lot better than initial thoughts. Transpoint is... I actually don't even know how to talk about it, because Transpoint is such an odd bit, because it has super high stamina, and it's at low height. But the thing is, when the gimmick activates, it's kind of shit. So it's like, it's the bit that has the gimmick where you don't want the gimmick to actually work. I would maybe even say Transpoint maybe is the best stamina bit, technically speaking. Like, Disc Ball, technically, because of the tall height, whatever, but, like, this is more reliable than that. I don't know if I would say, in a competitive setting, if I would say over ball, but it's definitely not bad. It's just, when you do the height change, you're very much exposed to being bursted, so I'm not too sure. Who do you think I have not watched the anime. I need to catch up. That's probably what I'm going to do next week, actually. Do you plan to do OG's battle when Draicel comes out? It's gonna... Maybe against Black Shell, but it's gonna depend. It's gonna depend, probably. I'll say, if it makes sense. Like, yeah, like, probably a full video, like, Draicel versus Black. Like, that's something probably that would make sense. Yeah, I would probably say so. Do you think the girl with the glasses will have an original bait? No, most likely, no, yeah, because she's important in the teaser, so most likely, yes. Will they release another Left Spin May? Anytime soon? Probably not. No, probably not for a while. If they do, maybe, like, next close to summer or something. Maybe if they do, like, an Impact Dragoon. But that's kind of... I'm just trying to see what else if there is... I think we kind of hit on everything. So, right now I'm waiting on the stupid Wave 3 2-packs to arrive, because I had a friend get it for me, but the issue is I think it just got stuck in customs, and plus also, Just takes a lot of time. So hopefully I'll get Wave 3 maybe this week. Otherwise, what you can probably expect, I am going to be trying out something experimental with a different type of video. Kind of. It's going to be long form. The combo challenge of Night Mail you're probably going to see this week. Very likely. I did get a new Zencast recorded with a pretty interesting guest. So that's the other stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's kind of it. I don't think anything else. How long until we can expect an X over Fafnir? So whatever it was the X over who won the top 10, whatever is in the order of that. So if there's a lot of dual leggers, you're going to be waiting a long time if they do it at all. Let's see what else. Chrome should give up on defeating X. Okay, I think we pretty much hit everything. I don't wanna drag it out anymore. So probably expect Monday is probably going to be a short video. But in general, I'm going to be trying to change a little bit of direction and stuff. Still trying to figure it out. But yeah, thank you to all the support, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. Next Sunday, there's going to be a lot more discussion, more to talk about. I don't have much else. The only other thing is like I'm hosting an event this month. So if you're in the Toronto area and you're on the WBO, check that out, I guess. But yeah, that's how we ended off then. Okay, well, take care and bye. Shout out to the Draicel fans and any of the 3 Tusk Mammoth fans.